I'm actually surprised about this one. Sarkin told me what it was because he thought a FedEx truck was gonna drop this off, but it's like, did you really forget that took like those through UPS? But I'm pretty sure this is only the one thing, just because of how this literally is. This, I don't know if this was at the door. Yeah. Yeah, I'm genuinely surprised at how. I'm actually genuinely surprised with this set. I thought this set was getting released in July. Like, this set didn't get delayed at all. Alright, so 5 to 6 hours later, we are back. So, the thing is that I'm actually having a friend come over, just because literally 2 days ago we were just kind of chatting about, oh yeah, we should probably meet each other. We should probably like meet up or something like that. But then, you know, I didn't know how exactly it was gonna go out, or I didn't, you know, because I was just like, wait, how are we doing this? It's like you want me to go to the campus and such, because I don't have class on Fridays. And they were just like, I can just come over to your house. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Well, in this occasion, it's fine. I'm not going to specify why, but if it was like, I'll just stop. So I'm like, because I was like, oh yeah, I might as well show them the CSM Gaim stuff. But I was like, wait, this thing came in, so it's like kind of perfect. Yeah, I personally do not know if I keep these, because I was just like thinking, like, do I actually keep these, or do I throw them out? Let's take a look at the Kurashima set. Yeah, it seems like the Tsurushima side, I threw it out. No, I didn't. Okay. Inconsistency. Woohoo! So I realized, like, speaking of the Kurashima set, that one I made unnecessarily long. So I think hopefully this one could be at least like 40 minutes. Honestly, I just want to do this before Zarkin comes home. That's not good. That's covering the window. It's going to at this point. So, yep. Lockseed Gaim sets. This set is obviously exciting because of just what it includes. So I literally forgot about the energy Lockseed, so that's fun. Why do they add tape here now? What the heck? No. They've always just been like this. So let's just get the faceplate out of the way. So here's the Proto Gaim faceplate. This is 21. Now let's get to the actual stuff. I can't. So here's pine. It's pretty, not sparkly, but it's pretty golden. think I keep these out. I don't know. Ichigo. Last but not least, of the basic locks, Suika. So I think this is essentially the same as Ichigo. What the heck? Oh well. Yeah, it fades out. That's interesting. That's the first transformation version. So yeah, it has one additional mode, which is pretty neat. Now we got the highlight of the set, Fresh Orange. Man, I like how authentic they went with this one. See, this is technically the only one that's DX accurate because it has a translucent ring. But man, this one's cool to have. Oh shoot. Yep, that one's default. Obviously, now for locks I never owned officially. Like, essentially this second half is essentially, oh look, Lockseeds that finally have DX releases. What's the OG? What is the LED? His hair. Get out of my mouth. But, cool, more Lockseeds with blue LEDs. It was just always weird. Wait. That was pretty weird. I don't know. It just feels like hair is like stuck in between my teeth, which is really annoying. But, yep. I finally have my first lemon Lockseed, or lemon energy Lockseed. And it's the CSM version. Man, the fact that they found a way to make all 4 main riders have an energy Lockseed. I like that. They made it accurate. Man, I really like this. But we didn't actually look at the manual yet, but I think it's literally just the same typical stuff. It's just that Suica obviously has a transformation mode. Jimper's just spelled with a G. Other than that, I don't think. Yeah, this one's pretty. Caution. Yeah, so this one doesn't really have much. So, is this still? Oh, I still left this on. Whoops. So let's just use this right away. So. So obviously this is the first set where, you know, technically, you know, you have to get the main Lockseed from a different set, but like obviously, technically there will be people that buy this before the main set, but there are the difference. So, again, to speed things up, we're just going to do this all in voice mode. Oh, we messed up. If only you were able to do the blank. I think you have to reset that if you do that. I wonder if that's different if you press this. Pretty cool he says that. Man. I think for the most part, those are the same sounds as the DX ones. But oops. So I forgot we need the Genesis core. So since we're gonna do that, we'll just jump to this part. I'm sorry about the white balancing. Seems like the red's really throwing it off. Actually, let's go with that one again. They just stuck with the typical Washoy, which makes sense. This one will most likely be the Washoy 2. Okay, so now we got both of these sets. So I think that's how we want it set. So. Obviously, I was supposed to say lock on, but I messed up. So Koto's grunts are actually different, which I appreciate. Is it just the one button press? It is? What the heck? So now we got something cool to actually show. Because I forgot about this. So first of all, I finally got a lemon energy Lockseed. You can barely hear that. Wait, what? Does it... Wait, does this press... Alright. So obviously that sounds like typical, what the heck? That sounds like typical Lemon Energy Lockseed's energy, yeah, Lemon Energy sounds. However, when we get to the finishers, Yamikoto sounds. Like, this is just as cool as them including Zack and Marin energy. It's just, like, this is cool. Man, I love that so much. So, I'm curious if technically that would mean... Because I feel like the way lemon energy and melon energy are gonna work is that they're probably gonna... It's gonna probably work like Ringo. Oh yeah, the button. I forgot about the button. But I'm pretty sure the way that's gonna work is that there's probably gonna be like melon energy is probably gonna have 2 modes. It's probably gonna have a Takatoro mode and a Michi mode. And then you know, the lemon energy, depending how things are, could have like a Duke mode and a Baron mode. I'm pretty sure that's still gonna go through, but obviously. And I can actually show this because I actually brought it for as the DD gun falls. Soul Saber. So. Alright, so I default back, right? See, I don't know if those were pre-recorded sounds or they actually did make him. They actually made him, like, say, charge and power in that tone of voice. I don't know. Obviously, this will just be the same. Whoops. Really like the colors of these ones. Obviously, we don't have the energy Lockseeds. Or we don't have the Sonic Arrow. not have to do with this opening. It's the most simplest set, but I don't mind at all because again, like I think it's a fine set because you are specifically looking for Gaim stuff. This is perfect. Yes, it would have been nice to include fresh pine, but then they explained that technically it wasn't used. So unless there's like enough fan demand, they will release fresh pine, just like how there's enough demand to release this individually. And maybe we can get the like rotten orange, because that would be neat. But just the fact they included fresh orange in this set is cool. Because now obviously this brings up the opportunity with future CSM belts of, well, O's already did it, but like, you know, fresh orange is a bit more big deal because of the fact the original toy wasn't a DX toy. Obviously with Kangaroo, it's like, yeah, like that one, like obviously that one was like what, the candy toy style, like, oh, Kangaroo, like it still looked like your other core medals, but like obviously fresh orange you had to build it, and like, you know, it looked off compared to the others, but now you can have a consistent one. And obviously it's nice to actually have these two in the DX format. It's just, I guess it's just nice to actually have this entire like premium Gashapon set not retail in a DX format, because obviously we got the Oran Lockseed in the first Charmin set, and now we got these two Lockseeds, to which again I really appreciate what they did with this thing in the Genesis driver. Speaking of the Genesis driver, obviously because we have the Drazel, I forgot how you pronounce it, and the Helheim sets. Like, those are the last two Lockseed sets we at least have. What is up with this? So obviously those are the last two Lockseed sets specifically for this. Obviously the Helheim has not been announced at all, or it hasn't been, like the full lineup isn't revealed, but like we can kind of at least speculate what that's going to be. But obviously we have the Genesis driver. Now, the Genesis driver, I feel like they're going to specifically market that for the 10th anniversary of Gaim, because they're most likely going to do something about that. Just, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of half and half, because I'm kind of like, okay, I can see it happening, but at the same time, I don't. Like, even before the current controversies, I was still kind of like, I don't know. Like, does Gaim really need, like, a 10 years after? Like, I don't know. But now that's kind of more up in the air, because I'm honestly just like, what more can they really do with Gaim, honestly? I think because I think it'll be more, again, if they took the approach of like Knuckles or like Zax, or yeah, like Gaim and Knuckle, and like just did that for another character, I think it would be interesting for a 10th anniversary. But I know for sure for the 10th anniversary they're gonna bring Kota back to Earth. They're probably going to revive characters at best. Honestly, again, if they were to do another Gaim Gaiden, like, honestly, the only thing I kind of want out of, like, if they were to do another big Gaim project, is just to see a live adaptation of the novel. And I don't know, like, probably continue the novel. Well, like the first novel, not the Zangetsu stage show one. Like, I think the only thing I have that I want to see, I just want to see all four Jimba forms on screen. So Jimba Lemon, Jimba Marin, Jimba Dragon Fruit, and Jimba Melon. Like, I want to see those four in a row. I just want to see those four suits together. And, like, again, speaking of that, like, make Jimba Dragon Fruits and Jimba Melon. But, So again, because Gaim's 10th anniversary is next year, I assume that they're gonna announce this CSM Genesis driver to commemorate that. So then, because it's like the Genesis driver, obviously, like, it's like to entice more people to buy it. Obviously, they're gonna most likely include a new energy Lockseed. Hopefully, one that actually uses the green LED. So that's what I assume, at least. I don't know. Like, I don't know if they will include all the other energy Lockseeds, because obviously you got melon, lemon, cherry, and peach, and then it could include like 6, because Marn and obviously Marn, Matsubokuri were released in the same set. Marn, Matsubokuri, and this one were already released in these sets, so it's like they technically already freed it up, and I'll say they already have these in the works. So it's just like the Genesis driver, I'm just pretty sure that they're kind of just holding it off for like a 10th anniversary project. Obviously, they can probably just like announce it by the end of the year, but like other than that, like the Genesis driver is technically the last thing that we will need, unless they really want to go in and be like, "Hey guys, look, Legend Rider lock seeds again, and look, we did Ghost through Revice, or like whoever is like the next writer and such," and it's like, all right, guys, all right. But other than that, like, again, this has been pretty fun. Like, again, this one's kind of like the most laid back set because it's just one new faceplate, but we get 6 Lockseeds. And the thing about the Yggdrasil and Helheim, you're gonna get this much Lockseeds, but more faceplates. Even though half of them aren't gonna have any phrases, but yeah. So I'll have to do with this opening. Luckily, I was able to make this around 40 minutes or so. And I probably should speak about the reviews of these, because, some people might be curious. I think it kind of just depends on, like, I'm honestly going to wait until Helheim gets released, because then, then I can fill out an entire week of CSM Gaim. The demos are probably going to be like 2 hours. Like, the Sengoku driver is going to be like 2 hours at best, and then like the others are going to be like clocking in around like an hour to like an hour and a half. This set I think will be the least. This seems like 50 minutes, but yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to like really sit down and like just go through all the sounds when I actually get to these. But yeah, I have to do this opening. I'm really excited for the Yggdrasil set, especially for. Oh, I don't know. I actually don't know who I'm really excited for in that set, because I'm more excited for Helheim. Because like we'll at least be able to like finally be able to achieve like actually utilize the saver mode without like with the proper lock seats and not the DX ones. But that set's getting released sometime in June or July. We're probably gonna get that set like in November, December or so. again, I was genuinely surprised that this one actually got here now. Because I think this did get released at the beginning of the year. But, yeah. CSM Gaim is fun. I kind of hope I don't have to buy into another CSM line. Because, as I've said before, I'm willing to get a CSM Ghost driver or even a build driver because the build toy line's atrocious. But, like, if they do, like, a CSM Ghost driver, I'll definitely pick that up. But I probably won't pick up, like, the icons again. Unless they have like severe differences, like, hey, look, now they light up and make sounds. But yeah, I don't know, I brought that up because of the fact yesterday they announced more memorial editions of Sentai changers, the Kirame changer and the Gearlinger. I'm excited but concerned because like I'm looking at this in the specs of the Gokaiger memorial stuff, not the Ultra Replica Orb Ring. I hope nothing gets that low. But I don't know, cause like I was just seeing like a bunch of people on Twitter just like being confused as to why it exists. And like people act like, oh, the Cure Changer is fine and such. And I'm like, have you not played with the toy? Like, I think it's a fine changer overall. But, like, the Kirame changer is one that I was expecting the memorial release for, and it just never happened. Like, until now. And I'm like, cool. Like, it sucks that I'm gonna pick both of them up because I'm a sucker for memorial stuff, unless it's Ultraman. Ultraman, I'm just gonna hold myself back. I cannot stand the laziness of Ultraman stuff. But like, you know, the Kirame changer, there's just so much they can improve on and so much they can add. I don't know why people are acting like there's literally nothing they can do. There's literally, I haven't watched the show, but there's literally a bunch of things they can do with it. Like, again, just if they were like to go off the wall and do like put in the care they put in with the Ryu Soldier, like that's what I would want for both of these memorial stuff. I want the love that was put into the Ryusoken and the Gaisoken. I want those. I want that love for Ryu Soldier into Cure Major and Zenkaiger. But I'm fearing that that's not going to be the case. I'm fearing that it's literally going to be what they did with Gokaiger, where they went halfway through and they were just like, I think this is good enough. Because, like, cool, we have new team announcements, and, like, we got all these other stuff. We got all these other features. We got the navigation mode. But it's like, you guys literally stripped the majority of the codes. You guys didn't even look, I understand that, like, 2/6 of the Gokaigers are pretty popular, so they probably couldn't keep them in the booth for long to read 100 lines of dialogue. But still, the amount of dialogue in the Gokaiger, or the Mobiles, is very underwhelming. Like, and honestly, I just feel like it kind of wastes mode slots because I don't know why they felt the need to make each individual, like, essentially the amount of phrases they have, they categorized it under 3 different sections. And I'm like, this is weird. No, I think it was 2 different sections because they had first episode mode and final episode mode. And I'm like, you guys are wasting slots. Like, it's just kind of like, it's not like, for me, I guess that's like who's a memorial nut and is like consumed with 300 lines of dialogue. It's just like the Mobites really falls. And it's like I can't really, obviously I have different standards between DX stuff that have phrases and then like obviously the premium stuff. Like CSM, Memorial, such. Because obviously if it's like stuff like this, no, this doesn't count, but if it's like stage show or like movie, then it's like, yeah, obviously I expect at least 10 to 20 lines of dialogue. But like with these like higher end collector items, you obviously expect more. And such, because I don't know, I want to get into this rant about like how disappointed I've been with like these memorial stuff, because it's just like, it just feels like lately, I don't know, it just feels like there's not enough love poured into the item, because I think that's kind of my issue with the Mobards. Because it's just like, I feel like there's just not enough love poured into it. There's not enough like deep cuts. The only deep cut there is Super Ranger, and it's like, how the heck are you gonna get that? So it's like, other than that, it's just like, where's O's, where's Metal Heroes, and where's Merry Christmas? Like, in the chat I was talking to, the Ranger Key chat, when I was helping decode and like figure out the pin system, I was just, because obviously I haven't seen Gokaiger, I was trying to figure out like the possibilities as to why Gokai Christmas or like Merry Christmas isn't present within the Mobites, and I was like, well, like, did he use it? Like, did he use like Mobites, or did he just use the key within the Gokai Cellular? And I was told it was in the Cellular, so I'm like, all right, maybe that sound is in there then. But like, still, like, I think it's pretty infuriating that the Memorial version like just strips out the codes. Like, I understand that in the show they only use the one code, 3821. But like, come on. Like, I didn't mind this with the VS Memorial set, because yes, that is a memorial item, but that's a DX item. Like, the VS Memorial set obviously was a retooling of a DX toy. So it's just like, yes, I know CSMs are too, but like, there's a difference. Like, the VS Memorial set, I kind of put it at a lower standard because it wasn't like a one-to-one thing. It was literally just the VS changer in a more glossy plastic, and like just a few phrases, like, a couple phrases in 3 BGM tracks in a better speaker. Better. I think it was just technically more louder. But like, with the VS Memorial set, obviously they just stripped away the entire like pin set, which I'm like, at that point, like, yeah, it's disappointing, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, I don't know, like, I'm just not as bothered with it, because it's just like, the toy line was not like, the toy line wasn't even like that, like I think in that case, I had more of a gripe with the toy line than that toy in particular, because it's just like, at that point, it's like, yeah, that's fine. You guys didn't even bother releasing the majority of the stuff that were programmed. But like, something because, I appreciated the things they did, like the modifications they did, like how, you know, two VS vehicles or two trigger machines were actually able to be utilized in both Lupin or Lupin Ranger mode and Pato Ranger mode. Or technically it's Lupin Red mode and Pato Ranger mode. But like I like that they incorporated that. Like stuff like that I appreciate. Like I'm happy that it wasn't just locked to one side or the other and such. They gave you the option. But like then for example, just recently I thought about this with like, the ultra replica orb ring. It's just like I feel like you're not really like, yeah, you're given options, but like you're not really given like, oh yeah, like I want to like transform like Guy, like how he did in, I don't know, in like this episode, or like I want to transform, I want to replicate the transformation sequence he did in Jeed's movie, or like, or in Taiga's movie. You can't do that because it's mostly just stuff within the shows. Cause like, that's why I just feel like out of these memorial stuff, Ryder is like the most like people like to complain about the amount of phrases and such, or like how things are too complicated. But like that's what I kind of like about the CSM line. They really take their time to like really get some deep cuts and incorporate them within the toy. So then the consumer can like be like, okay, I want to like try to replicate this transformation from this episode or from this movie or from this special. They give you that option. But like Sentai, I can't really fault as much because they obviously haven't done much. They've only technically within the memorial line have done 3 toys. That's wrong. 4 toys. And the 2 swords are the best things out of those 4 items. And then Ultraman, I don't know what's happening. Like, they were doing so well. But I feel like their biggest struggle definitely are character phrases, which doesn't make any sense. Ultraman is typically the one that incorporates character phrases in the first place, because that's how their final form weapons work. They have the host shouting out the finisher name. And it's like, now, because, like, I don't know, Subaraya gave them the permission, they're like, oh cool, we can just pull these straight from the show. And it's like, yes, that's a lot more time cut down into having to bring the actor in a recording booth and having them to read like 50 lines of dialogue. I understand that. But at the same time, you're making a huge sacrifice at the quality of the audio and how in the immersion of the scene. Because if there's background noise, then it's like, well, shoot. And what the heck? And you're like, shoot. You're not like, shoot. You're gonna be like, huh, this is pretty distracting. Like, it's like, look, some people probably don't mind at all because they're gonna be like, well, it's actually more better when there's background noise because it actually feels like the episode. Yeah, because that's directly from the episode. And they like, the issue with this too is that they have really bad, they like edit these really poorly. Like they didn't even bother even using noise reduction. They just put in really bad fade outs. And it's like, guys, what the heck are you doing? Who the heck approves this? Like, Like, I don't get this at all. Like, seriously. Like, it's literally because of, like, Trigger and the amount of, like, premium keys they really want to shove in our face, and I'm just like, this is it. Like, this is the, I'm finally drawing the line. I'm finally gonna be able to skip an Ultraman this year. Because honestly, I just, like, look, I understand, like, the Decker toy line obviously is not gonna have this issue. But it's just kind of like, since Zed, like, it's just not fun for me to collect Ultraman. Because it's like, yeah, first of all, yeah, you are buying the same toy every year, but that's like the least of like the points. It's just like, for me, it's just that it's just become so much more difficult buying the stuff, because obviously I don't get the things right away because I can't. So it's just like, I have to wait a few months. I have to wait out a few months and then realize, okay, I can't. Like, luckily, obviously, Trigger was like a bit easier, but it was still like a struggle. I still don't have Gashapon Set 2. It's like, I can't even get Gashapon Set 2, but I can get half of Gashapon Premium 1? That doesn't make sense. And then it's just like, I like the fact that Ultraman finally dove into a gimmick that makes sounds on its own, but I feel like they're exploiting it too much. Like, they're just like, oh yeah, memorialize this, memorialize that. Yep. It's like that Gaia set. What's the main price? It's around like $40. Make it 60. Add some BGM music. Alright. Like, and then we're getting the Decker key, but like, that's not gonna have sounds because that's another Chinese exclusive. Gosh, like, that's the annoying thing with Trigger, especially. It's just like, they're like the campaign items. Trigger's campaign items that wasn't Nurse Essay. They're Chinese exclusive. Who thought that was a good idea? Who is going to be able to import? I don't know if it's mainland China or Taiwan. I don't know. But like, who thought it was a good idea to pack the campaign item in a different country? Like, who's going to be like, yeah, we're going to make them import it? You guys didn't even advertise it at all. You guys don't even acknowledge the existence of the key. This is so infuriating. Like, it's like, cool, I got the Trigger and Zero key, but like, where is the Trigger and Ultraman, Trigger and Tiga? Why is there no Trigger and Tiga key? Why don't you guys prioritize all the pre-programmed keys? Instead, you're just backtracking and being like, alright, we did the new generation heroes, let's do the Ultra Brothers, alright, let's do TDG. Oh, we already released Dyna? Let's do Gaia, but let's not include Gaia Supreme? like, I'm obviously gonna pick up the whatever hyperkey set they want to do, but like, if they do powered, I'll be ecstatic. Like, I'll be happy. Like, that's the only like premium hyperkey I'll accept. Powered. Like, but other than that, like, I don't know. I can't with Ultraman. I need a break. I need a 1 year break. And obviously with Kamen Rider, it's not that I don't have that same issue. I just generally want another break from Rider. I just want a series I don't pick up from Rider. Just because. I just want to like be laid back and such. Sentai is the only series that I'm like willing to like buy into and such. But gosh, the trigger premium set is in like August or so. God, I literally forgot about that set because that comes with True Truth. And it's just but see, like the thing with CSM is that they've been kind of laid back with rule or just announcing stuff, even though I think it is pretty normal. Because obviously right now they're focusing on the O's driver release, which Zrykin missed. That's what he gets for constantly holding it back. But no, I mean there's other reasons, but like, yeah. So yeah, it's just kind of weird that like Gaim has been kind of in the back burner for both CSM and Soto. Like I don't like. I'm pretty sure they'll probably announce the lineup for Helheim by in the next 2 months. But Soto Chronicle wise, yeah, that's been like not been acknowledged at all. Because now we got Kabuto and it's like man, I can't keep buying into this. But I think I should probably stop this now. I ranted enough about Ultraman's memorial stuff. Like, the thing that frustrates me too is just like the Zero stuff was pretty like Ultra Replica for the most part. For sound department wise, it's not bad. Unless I just didn't watch enough videos. But the Orb Ring, for me, is just so disheartening. Like, last week, I literally sat here to listen through the BGM tracks. Literally. Like, I think all, like, the Orb Nika, Spacium Superion, Burn Might, Hurricane Slash, Thunderbreaster, and Orb Origin, they're not the full versions of the songs. They fade out. And it's like, what? Why? You guys clearly have the sound capacity to hold all these. Like, at least with Spacium Superions and Hurricane Slash's themes, they at least edit them down naturally. The Orb Nika, Burn Might, Thunderbreaster, and Orb Origin, they just fade out. And I'm like, what the heck is this? What is your obsession with fade outs? Why can't you just naturally cut these down? Like, oh my gosh. Like, and with the Orb Nika, no, not the Orb Nika, with the Orb Origin theme, they were getting to the good part of the song. But then they're like, oh, we gotta fade it out. And it's like, oh my gosh, what the heck is this? Like, the fact that the superior track in the Orb Ring is Orb Trinity, because that theme is 11 seconds. Because obviously with the opening and ending, those are the TV size versions. And with Orb Trinity, it's 11 seconds. All the other tracks, they edited down. With 3 of them, they did a good job at editing down, because I think Guy's theme was edited down. Or I think, because that one I thought was like going on for a really long time. So I thought that one was actually its full thing. Which is why I got really confused at the Orb Nika. I was like, what the heck, a fade out? And I went to Spacium Superior. I'm like, wait, this is not how the song goes. And then like it just ends. It's like, oh, alright. And then like Burn Might, I listened through and it's like, okay, it's getting to the good parts. And like it fades out. I'm like, what the heck? And like Hurricane Slash, they cut out the good part. They just end it. I'm like, alright. Thunderbreaster, fade out. Cool. Thanks for fading out my favorite theme. And like, Orb Origin, it's like, ooh, this is getting exciting, and it's like, nope, fade out. It's like, oh my gosh. Why? It's like, again, I don't think this is even an issue with any of the other Ultra replicas. Like 80. The 80 Spark. Like, that one obviously played like its like tune after the transformation. That's obviously they were able to do that. Zero, I'm pretty sure, plays all of its music, both the Zero Eye and the Ultimate Bracelet. And then like, you know, what, Max is the only other one I can think of. Like even Nexus, like I think it's like, look, they're gonna make an excuse and be like, well, we had to pack in a lot of sounds and such. It's like, what? Like, it's like, all right, stop making excuses. I forgot I technically need to get that set, the special card set, which I'm like, cool. Guess I'm not reviewing this thing by the end of the year. I guess I had to hold off for next year. Let's review it with the third Yokai Metal set. This is power and I'll leave people by.